G'day everyone, joined by Tom up at Euroa. Going to take a look at our runners this coming weekend. Let's kick off at the Valley on Friday night, where we have a couple of runners in the opening event. 1,000 metre event for 2-year-olds. We have a debutante, a colt by Spirit of Boom out of Express Air called Gorokan Express, gate 13, Jamie Carr.
I really like him. He's got nice ability. From that gate though, I think we'll have to ride him quietly, but watch for him finishing off strongly.
And our other runner on the event comes up in race 6, which is the listed Able Stakes over 1,200 metres. Canny Essent for Andrew Mellion, gate 3.
He'll be better for having a couple of runs this prep. Hasn't quite found his form of last preparation yet, but I think he'll be suited by the Moonee Valley. Drawn to get a good run.
Up to Sydney in race 3, which is the Group 3 Magic Night Stakes over the 1,200 for 2, Karen McAvoy, gate 13.
Tricky barrier, but she gets back. It goes into blinkers for the first time, and she's a talented Sebring filly. I think she'll run really well.
And in the boys division over 1,200 metres for the 2-year-olds, we have Virtual Insanity, Blake Shin, gate 11.
It was an excellent run first up. Tricky gate first time on the Sydney leg, but he's a talented Sebring colt, and I think if he handles the Sydney way of going and gets the right run, watch for him hitting the line very strongly.
Race 6 is the Group 2 Far Lap Stakes over 1,500 metres at Murakeb, Karen McAvoy in gate 3.
Hard and fit, been racing consistently. As a 2-year-old he had one run in Sydney, at Canberra I should say. I think he's got a good each way chance.
Back to Flemington, the opening event over 1,200 metres after an impressive first up win. Hear the chant, Andrew Mellion.
Absolutely flying, got good straight form, and I think she's got a great chance.
Couple of runners in race 2 over the 1,400 metres for the 3-year-olds. Murahib, Corey Parrish, gate 6.
It was an excellent run last start. If he can reproduce that, he'll be hard to beat.
And Ocean Deep in gate 1.
Was a little bit disappointing first up, but didn't get a great run in the race at Caulfield. She'll be better for that run, and she's a talented filly.
Race 3 over the 1,100 metres for the 3-year-old fillies. Again, a couple of runners. First up from a spell, Ploverset, Mark Zara, gate 12.
She's got good straight form. She comes back from having a wind operation. She's been performing very well in recent jump outs, and I think she'll run well. Drawn
outside in gate 13 is Laquia. First up from a break, Damien Oliver.
Yeah, she's also a fast filly, a winner at 1,000 metres as a 2-year-old, and I'd expect her to run well fresh.
Race 4 is the Thoroughbred Breeder Stakes over 1,200 metres, a Group 3 event for 2-year-old fillies. We've got 2 runners again. Kulasa, Damien Oliver.
She's had the experience down the straight. Had 2 runs, have been excellent, running second on both occasions. Goes into blinkers. Think she'll be hard to beat.
And Crystal Eyes for Jake Duffy.
Was an excellent run first up. Hit the line strongly at Ballarat. And I also think she's a talented filly that, with natural improvement, should be around the mark.
Race 5 is the Group 2 Blamey Stakes over the mile, a small field. We've got Cool Chap for Luke Nolan in gate 2.
Yeah, tough race, which you'd expect. Cool Chap ran extremely well first up. Was only beaten a narrow margin, ran third. And I think if the race pans out, he's a horse you've got to leave alone in the early part, but he should hit the line strongly.
Race 6 over the 2,000 metres, Addison for Fred Kersley in gate 11.
Hard and fit mare who's been racing consistently, comes off a black type placing in Adelaide, goes into blinkers also for the first time, and I'd expect her to run well. Comes in well after the claim. Race
7, the March Stakes over 1,400 metres, a listed event. We've got a couple of runners. The first Seabirds for Corey Parrish.
You wouldn't get a horse working better. His race day performances of recent times have been disappointing, but if he got back to his 3-year-old form of the spring, he'd certainly shake the life out of a race like this.
And second up from a spell, Sovereign Nation for Damien Oliver.
Didn't fire first up, but he has got excellent form at Flemington at the track and distance.
Race 8 over the mile. We've got first run for the stable, Pow Wow for Andrew Mellion.
An imported gelding, 4-year-old. He won 3 in a row in the UK over a mile and a half. He's probably be a little bit on the short side, but he's a horse that I think as we get into his preparation and get him up to his distance, he's one to follow.
In the final event on the card over the 1,200 metres, we've got a couple of runners going for 4 in a row, Blue Tycoon for Fred Kersley.
He's in a real purple patch of form. He looks great, and I'd expect him to be hard to beat again.
And we also have Highland Beat for Bo Mertens.
winner down the straight, and first 2 runs for this prep has ran third on both occasions. They've drawn to the outside, but he's a consistent horse that I think should be definitely a top 3 chance.
And can you give us a best bet for the weekend?
I can't go past Here the Chant, and I think that Calouse is ready to win.
Thanks, Tom.